Assalamualaikum, I'm Bitumiram Farah Ajla. In this video, we'll be presenting on the telecommunication system for the case study Hokseng Lee Building. Throughout this presentation, we'll be asking some quizzes. Good luck! Imagine making a very important phone call, but all of a sudden, the line got disrupted. Or you're sending an email, but all of a sudden, you lost your internet connection. The telecommunication system is important in our daily lives, especially for working. Now, I'll be presenting on the application of telecommunication systems. There are two applications which are telephones and Wi-Fi. So for telephones, it is to provide communication infrastructure and improve communication productivity. This is important for the HSL staff where they must communicate between departments to exchange information regarding projects. And secondly is Wi-Fi, which is part of the telecommunication infrastructure to provide wireless connectivity to devices such as computers, smartphones, and tablets. This is very important because the HSL staffs are required to access information like emails and data storing for contract documents via the computers and keep in touch with consultants, subcontractors, and suppliers.
Next, system of telecommunication use, which is multi-dwelling unit MDU. According to MCMC and MTSFB, MDU generally refers to building constructed with more than 6 stories and generally equipped with telecommunication room, which is TR. There are four examples of MDU, which is for high-rise residential, office building, commercial building, and complex. Meanwhile, there are three elements in cabling for MDU, which is horizontal cabling, vertical cabling, and campus backbone cabling. Based on MCMC and FTS-FB 2020, the following are the three main elements of cabling for MDU, except.
Next, we move on to the installation process of MDU. According to MCMC and MTSFB 2002, there will be two parts of MDU installation, external and in-building infrastructure. External infrastructure. First is the infrastructure demarcation. The private property line demarcate the infrastructure boundary between the network facility provider and the developer or a premise owner. Second, manhole. When a building is being constructed, the manhole on the roadside need to be prepaid by the developer. Third is the underground infrastructure. The underground Dutch ways serve to the road, the connection between the manhole to the telecommunication room inside the building. Second is access to the premise. A minimum two-way of a ducting must be installed from the premise access manhole to the building. Four is overhead infrastructure. First is a connection with the NFP infrastructure. The developer area shall be developed with the pole infrastructure and connected to the NFP subterranean infrastructure. Second is a pole distribution for a connection via NFP manhole. Underground infrastructure as a premise access connection is highly recommended for commercial property. Last one is the premise access pool. Every pool must be placed so that it can serve at different location within a 50-meter radius. In building infrastructure, first is a main telecommunication room. In the building that has a 6 or more floor, there is a special room called the main telecommunication room on the ground floor. This room is very important because it contains all the equipment needed for the building telecommunication system. Second is the main distribution frame, MDF. MDF is a telephone signal distribution frame or the cable rack that manage and connect a communication wire between itself and any number of the intermediate distribution frame. Third is a fiber termination box, FTB. The FTB in the MDU is served as a fiber termination point at the telecommunication room and riser room. Next is a riser room. In a building with the MDU, there is a specific cable route called riser that connect the telecommunication room to each floor. Fifth is a tracking system. The tracking is required for the laying the cable inside the building and act as a protection and the cable guide. Fiber wall socket. The fiber wall socket terminate an internal fiber cable and serve as a connection point to the broadband termination unit and the optical network unit. Lastly is a customer premise equipment outlet. CPE will be connected to a fiber wall socket inside each individual premise via fiber patch cord.
Benefit of telecommunication. The first one is improved efficiency, the ability for employees at the office to share and receive data from the supplier. Second, inspire collaboration, the act of innovative Telecommunication technologies like calling employees in various location, department, and organization may easily carry out their activities. The third one is increased productivity. The productivity of building project is increased by telecommunication by facilitating effective information and communication exchange. The last one is save time. A host can invite everyone and begin their meeting using video conferencing and video calling. Next, there are four problems of telecommunication. The first one is lack of internet access at job site. There's many large providers want to offer internet access to an area without an official USPS address being associated with it. The second one is higher cost. It is due to rework and remedial work, the prices to customer are also higher than necessary. The third one is technical compatibility. It can be challenging to share information seamlessly when separate systems are incompatible, which can cause a misunderstanding. The last one is data security and privacy concern. The confidentiality and integrity of project-related information can be compromised by data breaches, unauthorized access, or insufficient security measures. What is the benefit of telecommunication?
Now is the function of telecommunication system. The main function is for telephones and internet connection for staff use in the building. For this to function, we need to install ducting throughout the floor. So the ducting layout type used in this case study is grid layout. And how it works is the underfloor ducting, which is the gray line over here, is connected to the telephone and power supply riser and then distributed throughout the office. Then the underground ducting connects the sockets with the risers, which are the orange color here indicates the sockets. Then the cables from the sockets are then connected to the telephone and Wi-Fi. Next question. What is the most suitable type of ducting layout for open plan office floor? If you answer C, grid layout, then you're correct.
The principle of telecommunication in a building are basically a set of guidelines that helps the design team to design and implement effective and efficient telecommunication infrastructure. There are several principles of telecommunication based on MCMC that includes cable ladder, cable tray, horizontal feeder, wall-mounted fire extinguisher, room door, climate control system, wiring system, small power installation, lighting and lighting surge protection, common distribution frame, and earthing. For your information, cable tray are required for horizontal cabling run and must be epoxy coated or GI type. For lighting and lighting surge protection, the lighting must be ceiling mounted, and lighting surge protection helps to provide maximum protection for the equipment. What is the purpose of installing and coordinating lighting surge protection devices in a telecommunication system?
Next, space implication and building regulations. If all telecommunication systems follow the standard requirements of installation based on its space implications in a building, several benefits can be expected. It ensures optimal coverage, efficient use of space, easy maintenance, enhanced reliability, and minimized interferences. Meanwhile, for building regulations that need to be followed are floor space area, electrical requirement, earthing, temperature and ventilation, floor loading, and room height standards. What is the implication if all telecommunication systems follow the standard requirement of installation in a building?
There are three recommendations that be made for future improve. The first is utilizing standardized component. By doing so, it helps to ensure that the telecommunication system is reliable, reduce the risk of component failure and downtime, as well as make it easier to find replacement part if needed. It also helps to ensure that the system is compatible with other system and component. The second is regular maintenance. Regular maintenance include inspecting the system for damage, cleaning the component, and updating software. It helps to ensure that the system continues to operate reliably. Lastly, is frequently monitors to secure security. The system may contain sensitive data and information, so it should be designed to protect against unauthorized access, data breaches, and other security threats.
In conclusion, the telecommunication system is vital to meet the communication needs of its occupants and maximize productivity, efficiency, and convenience, especially for application in an office building. So, for the quiz, if you score above 3 out of 5, congratulations. Thank you for participating and thank you for watching our presentation.